So, for the last few days, I have been gone from posting on YouTube because I get World of Warcraft. And also, I would just like to share that um, I was being myself and I burnt my fingers like pretty badly. You won't be able to see it on camera. You see, what had happened was I had an interview for a local hospital because I don't want to travel anymore and it's just not good for Bob. But I was gonna need a permanent position, and I was getting ready, and I got a shower. I was drying my hair. I had the curling iron on, and I always like have the hot barrel at one end, but it's got one of those cords that connects to it that swivels. So I guess when I put it on its stand, it got turned around, or I hit it, or I don't know what happened. I always put it the same way every single time. And as I went to go pick it up to curl my hair, I had like music playing on my speaker. I was singing along to it. It was The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. I'll never forget that. That song got me through high school and like middle school. And it always made me feel better. And yesterday, it burnt the fuck out of me. I'm sitting there, I'm singing, went to go grab the curling iron, what I thought was the handle, and it was all the way up on 500 degrees. And when you have something like so hot like that, like I didn't realize until I went to go try to curl my hair that I was holding the hot end, and then it was like just the most awful pain. And of course I dropped it, and I knew it was bad when for the first minute or so the pain didn't kick in, and I was just like, shit. And when it did, oh my god. Oh my god. I don't wish hell on anyone because all I did was burn my fingertips. And it was worse than labor. It was worse than getting cut in half with that C-section. It was worse than, well, that's really the worst pain I've ever been in. But yeah, it's honestly the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. I can't even, like, it was so traumatizing, my brain doesn't even remember what it felt like after the blister. Like, I remember it hurt, and I was just, like, screaming. It hurt so bad, because, like, the air would hit it, and so it blistered immediately, turned purple, it felt horrible. I went and stuck my hand in some butter, because that's what I was always taught to do. And then, when Adam got home from the gym, he made me run cold water over it. I did not miss my interview. However, I walked in there with like my hand held out like this, and it's like bubbles have like no shit bubbles formed, and it was like blistered and red, and like holding it up really helped a lot on the car ride there because I'm about 35 minutes away. So, and of course the aircon was on because it's 100 fucking degrees right now in Mississippi, so that was fun. But yeah, I don't. Oh my god. Oof. Oof. So, um, funnily enough, when I went for the interview, I was like 8 minutes late, and it was someone I had worked with previously. She's now the director of surgery at this facility, and I'm like, oh god, I can't be late because she's gonna be like, oh Z, because like that's just part of. I wouldn't be on time to my funeral. I guarantee it. So I had everything planned out, and I was totally gonna be here on time, and I burnt myself on the curling iron. She was like, "Oh my god!" So we got ice on it. We got Silvadene on it, which is great. So thanks. Putting been putting my Silvadene is. If you don't know what it is, it's like burn cream. Obviously, it has silver in it. It is the best shit ever. I put this stuff on, and it was like the cooling was immediate. Oh god, it felt so good. And like I could actually like bend my fingers out like this. Don't mind the cats, they're just being evil. They're gonna rip that shirt. Anyways, I could actually like It's still a little tight when I try to do this, but before my hand was all like contracted. Because not only did I burn my, like, I wrapped my hand around that bitch, okay? The fingertips got the worst of it, because that's where all the pressure was. But, like, my whole hand got burnt pretty much. So it was, like, all contracted and, like, really painful. So, yeah, so much fun. But, yeah, the Silvadene, it's the best shit ever, and you totally have to get some for your house, for your car, put it in a go bag, like, carry that shit everywhere, because it is amazing. And it kept the burn from getting worse, I feel, because it seemed like it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and I slathered this shit on it. Not only was the relief absolutely immediate, but the skin still feels like leather, and it's still, like, thick, and I don't have a lot of feeling in it still, but it doesn't hurt to, like, touch a doorknob, or, you know what I mean? But I've had so many injuries to my right hand, honestly. I'm just kind of used to using my left hand for everything, too. Anywho, so that's exciting news. That happened in life. I got an interview, got burnt. The cats are still torturing me. So everything's fine, but I figure I'd show you a little bit of what's kind of my little obsession. I would call it a guilty pleasure, but I only call it that because I feel guilty for finding so much pleasure in it, which is exactly what a guilty pleasure is. Thank you, Z. I feel guilty because I feel like, how is this game taking up so much of my life? But it's honestly just so comforting in its own way. I know that sounds weird, but it totally is. So I've been playing for about 14 years, and that sounds crazy. Like, Adam got me into this game, honestly. First it was like something vampire, something masquerade on the computer, and then he discovered World of Warcraft, and then I had to play. So you log in. This is just the launch, the launch software. I did get the expansion, however, only got it yesterday, so I've been leveling her. The higher you go, the slower it is to level. So the cap right now is level 120. I was 110. I raid, which means I do, when it comes to end-game content, I do PvE, which is player versus environment. And it's basically just strategy. A group of people come together and you use strategy to defeat computer-generated mechanics. So, which is harder than you think, because getting a group of people to all go to this place or go to here, like, it's all about communication, and it's fantastic, but it can be really difficult at times because the mechanics are so difficult to nail down. So you've got tanks that take all the damage, they have the most armor, they're able to get aggro, and they usually have 2 or 3 tanks, mainly 2, sometimes 3, and they'll switch off aggro from one to the other when they lose the ability to keep it. Sometimes, even though they don't have anything going to keep the attention of the boss on them, no one else can lift the aggro off of them, so they'll say, "Do you even lift, bro?" Like, so that's kind of where that came from. And then, you know, when I see it on the internet now, I'm like, such a throwback. But, anywho, and then you have damage, which damage the target while the tanks are holding its attention, and then you have healers who heal everyone. Used to, sorry, I've been having some lung issues, so getting my breath is kind of hard. Used to, what I played as a disc priest was tank heals, and I was like, that was my jam, man. And then in, was it Panda? They changed it. I think it was after Panda, because I remember Panda being like, I used to be like the best healer on my server, and then they decided to merge some servers. Like, no shit, I was the #1 healer on my server, which is pretty big. I mean, it's big if you know anything about the game, but this was back years ago when Disc was at its absolute prime. And then I think, I don't know what happened. It's like, let's nerf Disc, and they never stopped nerfing it. So they changed it completely to where you can only heal based on what you damage, but you have to have a buff on the person so your damage spells turn into healing, but only for the people that have a buff. And I only have like 2 spells really that give that buff. It's great. It's great. So much fun. So that was fun to figure out, but I figured it out, and I've just kind of been stuck with her. I level her as disc every expansion, just so I can kind of get a feel for what my damaging rotation spells should be, so I can get the best numbers as far as damage done. That way I have the most healing numbers. It's interesting for this X pack because I'm leveling a lot faster than I remember for the others. I'm already at 114 now, and I just started yesterday, and I've only done 1 zone really. I still have this over here to do, the part that has the question mark and I haven't discovered yet, and then I'll go on to, I think I picked Tiergarten Sound. But anyways, this is the world, and this is just one part of it, and it's absolutely huge. I know it shows it all on this map, and you might think, oh, you know, it's really simple. It would take you hours to run across this, like hours to run across this map if you tried. And the whole map, like just hours and hours. This game is huge, and it's never ending too, because once you get through leveling, you've got world quests, you've got dailies, you can have crafting, you have like herbalism, mining, blacksmithing, tailoring. There's lots of things to do in the game. And like I said, the in-game content, you've got PvE, which is what I personally enjoy, and then you got PvP. I used to PvP. The first 4 years I played this game, I've only been raiding for 10 years and doing PvE when it comes to in-game content. The first 4 years I did PvP because that's what Adam did. But I started having blood pressure problems. Like, not problems, but I just noticed I would be way too into it. Be like, where's my bitch? You're my bitch. And it was just like, it's really aggressive, and it's probably not that great. Now, raiding is a whole other level of stress, but it's not as violent inducing in me as PvP is. But that's another great thing, is I do have that for Foundation, but also when you are questing, it's not just all good, guys. When you first start this game, there's 2 factions. There's Horde and Alliance. I don't view Horde as being bad just because I'm Alliance. It's just another faction. Because they, you know, technically in the game, Horde and Alliance hate each other. So when you're out here questing in the world and you're not in your zone, like a territory owned by your faction, you're free game. Especially, so if some level 120 Hordes want to come around and gank me, they can try. Yesterday I was able to fight off 2 of them. Now, my damaging spells as of 114 aren't going to necessarily do a lot of damage to them, but what's funny about it is I've got bubbles, I've got pain suppression, I've got all kinds of things that can keep me alive, but as I damage them, I'm also healing. So it's actually quite hard to kill a Disc Priest if they know how to play their class and if they know what they're doing. It was a hunter and a druid that tried to gank me yesterday, and they were both 120, and they finally got me after a rogue came into the mix. So if you are going to level and you do want to go to contested territory, eventually you have no choice but to do contested, which means Horde and Alliance quest in the same area. And if you do choose to do that, you know, rolling a Disc Priest is fantastic because it's hard as fuck to kill you. But you also kind of got to know what you're doing, and you have talents, and there's just, you have armor that it used to, and I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but we used to have glyphs, and they've kind of taken our armor and mixed them with glyphs. So like right here, you have glyphs within your armor. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like they, every X pack they'll add something new and they'll take something away, and then a couple of expansions later they'll redo it, modify it, bring it back in. So, you know, it's cool. But anywho, so my screen is going to look a little bit different than everyone else's. I have some add-ons that make it that way. Why am I all the way here? I wanted to be at Aram's stand. That's unfortunate. I thought for sure. Anyways, so you have different mounts. You can, my gear right now is transmogged, which means my gear doesn't actually look like that. I have it changed to look like some other gear I've collected, so I'm matching and very pretty because, you know, aesthetics is part of the game. Like I said, you've got different mounts. You've got flying mounts. You can fly in this game, but not in this zone yet because I haven't reached 120, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna cost like, I don't know, 50k gold or something crazy like that to get flying rights. But you do have ground mounts and stuff like that. My favorite one right now, and has been for a while, is the Sapphire Panther, just because, you know, it's blue, and when it flies, it's really pretty. It took me weeks to get this. The mats for it, the materials, we call them mats, the mats for it were so expensive. So expensive. Oh look, is he anywho, something's trying to kill me. So yeah, you walk using WASD. You use your mouse for your camera. M is the map. I don't want to stay in one place for too long. But yeah, I'll show you kind of how it works. So I'm going to hit him with Purge the Wicked, which I have attached to a mouse button, and then I'm going to hit E, Q, R, and that's Penance. Penance can also heal me. I'm going to throw a bubble on myself to apply Atonement and shield me for any further damage, and I'm going to cast Smite repeatedly. So what that does is damage him, and it heals me. So right then I did 25,000 damage and I got 11,000 healing. I didn't bubble myself and put Atonement on myself to begin with because I don't really take a lot of damage even as a cloth wearer, because I have so many bubbles. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. I went the wrong way. It happens a lot, honestly, it really does. Do I want to run down the mountain? Not really. I kind of want to stay on the roads. I'll probably be ganked. Oh, and then there's loot. Did I get the loot for that? Anyways, everything drops loot. That's how we get our gear, is loot in the in-game content, but they drop money, things you can sell, some things, some green items you can disenchant. I mean, almost everyone's familiar. Are you friendly? I think this is a horde base somewhere over the rainbow. Anywho, so this is kind of what I've been up to. Oh yeah, and this right here where you see my name in the white box, I have a healing item called Voodoo. It's just easier for me to be able to put my spells into a click using this. So anytime my mouse is over this and I click, certain spells get applied to that person, like healing and such. So it's pretty great. It's pretty great. It's very immersive, and you kind of have to watch yourself sometimes. Oh, I don't feel like getting the chest for all that. You kind of have to watch yourself sometimes because it will completely suck you in and you'll be totally addicted to this game. Even if you're someone who doesn't have an addictive personality, it's just the best as far as gaming. And I've played Rift, which is, it does cost $15 a month to play this after you've bought all the software. And you have to have a really good gaming computer, unfortunately. But, like, you can play it with probably what you have at home. But all of your settings will be turned down, so the colors won't be as vibrant, you won't be able to see a lot of the detail, and you'll lag a lot, which means you'll glitch quite a bit because it doesn't have a good connection. And you gotta have good internet too. That's another one. Empower the ever-living branch. Used to, we didn't have arrows that told us where to go in this game. You had to figure it out pretty much. But I kind of heavily rely on it now. It's bad. I know it's bad. What the fuck? Oh, there you are. Put a bubble on myself. Oh, y'all are still coming for me? Really? Die, bitch. Okay, where am I? I want you. Please don't aggro. Don't aggro. Yes. Oh, that's a horde right there. That's not good. That's not good. They're probably a higher level than me. Okay. I mean, not that I want them. Oh, look! Alliance. Maybe he won't try to gank me. Oh. No enemy probably will though. It's hard to tell. Some people that play for Horde, they'll kind of leave you alone. They'll kind of leave you alone. Others will be mean and gank you just because they can. And then they can camp you, which means every time you die and you try to run back to your body, they're right there. Right when you release your spirit and you come back to life, and they're just, you know, and that can be hard. A lot of times what people do is get on their main, which is the character, you know, that's capped, and they'll come back and they'll kind of get revenge. The only problem with that is that this is my main, so if I get ganked, I'm kind of just screwed. But yeah, there is no right or wrong faction to pick. It's whatever race you find most appealing. You've got Alliance, you've got Horde. There's obviously different races within each faction. And then, I really don't want to do those classes. But anyways. Oh, it's up the hill. Derp. But yeah, there is no right or wrong. It's just whatever you prefer. However, you do need to research, like, kind of have an idea. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but it's good to kind of have an idea of what you want to do. Like, if you want to be a healer, there's certain races that offer just perks, just passive perks, just because of who they are, essentially. Like humans, I think they get like 10% spirit, but wait, that's old school, never mind. They used to get spirit isn't something we rely on anymore, but used to they'd get a 10% spirit buff. We don't use spirit in the game anymore, it's not even there, but it used to help your mana regeneration, which is something we kind of need. We can't cast spells unless we have mana, and certain classes run out more so than others. Disc Priest is a mana whore. I'm pretty sure in my guild, which is just a group of people under a common name, I'm pretty sure mana whore is in my description. Let's see. We'll find it. And I can't change it, only the officers can. I was an officer until I took my very long break. Let's see. Lover of the cock. Well, you know, it's not wrong, but it used to be mana whore. Anywho, yeah, just kind of just one of those things. I don't know. It takes over. I really enjoyed this game. Adam goes through phases where he doesn't want to play, and he says he's not going to get it. He sells his computer, and then what do you know? I get into it a year or so later, and then he wants to play, so he's playing on my computer. We can't play together. I don't know why he keeps... It's just this cycle that keeps repeating. How did you die so fast? Did I have help? Who's behind me? Did I save you? Are you saved? Can I go now? Hey guys. So, I mean, I highly recommend the game, especially if you have a lot of spare time and you like to game. I don't play hardly any other games besides World of Warcraft. I got into Call of Duty for a while, but again, I got really aggressive with it, and you know. What are those cats getting into? For fuck's sake, all I hear is noise, noise, noise. Maui! Mishka! It's so weird, but a lot of the times when you call them, they'll come to you, which isn't the best thing when you're gaming, because then they want to jump on the keyboard and shit. But it's so weird having cats that come when called. Never had cats like that before. Objective complete. Now I gotta get Ashenwood relics. What the fuck are they doing? I hear what they're playing with. It's just closer than it was. I guess they went to come to me and they got distracted. But anywho, if you want to see more of this, you can always subscribe to my gaming channel, Dropsy Games, which I don't have the URL for because I never get on it. I only created it because my main account got banned one time, and I wanted a second account. I'm like, you know, I could always use it for World of Warcraft. I didn't have it at the time. It was like, I know I'll come back to it, but now that I have it, I'm like, isn't it kind of weird to just like, I don't know, stream myself playing? I don't know. Figured I'd do it to see if you even liked it, to see if I liked it, and then if you did, we could go from there. But anyways, this is what I do. Like, I don't even eat when I lose so much weight when I play World of Warcraft. Like, holy shit. I lose so much weight when I play WoW because I never eat. I just have my water. Well, it used to be Dr. Pepper. I'm so proud of myself. It's actually water nowadays. But, yeah, I just drink water. And you forget to eat. You forget to do everything. It's that bad. Good for me, but, you know, can be bad for some people. Atonement. I mean, I can run a dungeon and show you how I heal, like, actually heal, but I don't know if there is any dungeons at this level. I probably should have done one at 110 before I started leveling. Different, different levels sometimes don't have anyways, and that's people talking in the chat. Baron's chat will always be the greatest. Chuck Norris jokes for life. You don't quest in Barons when you're Alliance though. That's and it's funny too, because I enjoy Horde quests more than Alliance quests. So a lot of times, I mean, I'm really lazy. This is my one and only main, and I've had her for 14 years. If that tells you how lazy I am. Like, I can't be fucked at all to level another character. But I started one about a week ago. A shaman. She's like 20-something. She's level 20-something now. Why does it sound like they're on the kitchen counter? Anyways, and she, where was I going with this? Oh, she's Horde. I prefer to level Horde because their quests are more fun, I guess. There's more of them. It seems like it's faster. Or maybe it's just that I've quested Alliance so much with like failed character attempts. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was going to level. I thought I'd be happy with it. I thought I wanted it and I didn't, so I stopped. You know, maybe I've just done them so much. But I like to level Horde, and then you can always pay to do a race change and choose a different faction once you get leveled up. This girl used to be this girl right here. She was a blood elf. She started off a blood elf. No. Yes. Yes, she was. She was a blood elf. And the reason I had a warlock on my account, and I went over to Adam's house one weekend, and I wanted to play too, and it wouldn't let me log into my account. And I was like, okay, I'll just make one on your server. He goes, why? You're never going to level her. Well, you shouldn't have told me that. Because I proceeded to level the fuck out of her, and then it just became fun. And then I'm like, Warlock who? I don't want to play a Warlock. I don't want to play no stinking Warlock. So, yeah. I started playing her, and we figured out a way to divide the account so we could play together. Yeah. I've had her for a very long time. I don't know what happened to my original account. I think it got hacked. That's something that happens a lot in this game. It won't get hacked for like your debit card or anything because that's on a... Yeah, Blizzard, when it comes to like payments, you cannot hack them. Like, you cannot hack them. But people will hack your account and they'll sell your tune and they'll sell your gold, essentially. Which isn't very nice. So, anywho, so that's the game. This is only one part of it. And this is just like, we've only been in like one piece of it too. It's got beautiful cities. It's got auction houses. If you're, I know a lot of guys who make like hundreds of thousands of gold on the auction house, which is crazy to me. I guess they're like bankers or something in real life. But yeah, there's also role-playing servers. If you are interested in this game and you want to make a tune, do not choose the server when you first start out that has RP in parentheses. Choose one that says normal, because RP is role-playing. They take that shit seriously. Like, oh boy. Okay. Good day, my lady. Might I ask thee for some gold or anything like that? Or might I ask thee for thou skills? Like, shit is real, okay? And it can be hard to think up how to reply sometimes, but they get really into it, man. And there's this one place in Elwyn Forest, which is an alliance territory for the human race. What is it, Gold Lion Inn or something like that? They have like roleplay sex parties in that inn. They've always have. If I go make a level 1 human right now and run to that inn in Elwyn Forest, they will be talking about sex. It's just what happens, because that's like Baron's chat. They're always going to be making Chuck Norris jokes. But anywho, so this is the game, and this is what I do, and it's a lot of fun for me. It's great. Hope you've enjoyed. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to kill her right now? Oh, yeah, some of these are timed. Well, not like timed, but they'll like hold them off for, you know, I have the guards right there and they'll hold them off for so long. So, that's always fun. And then, you know, I get to talking and I forget. You don't have to be a healer. It's just something I enjoy. There's also, or if you do want to be a healer, there's other healers besides like my playstyle. You have raid healers, you have HOTS, which is healing over time. You have damaging spells over time, which are called dots. Oh, hey bitch. How you doing? How you doing? Huh? How you doing? See, I'm not killing her the fastest. Some other classes are able to kill her more, but I'm also not taking any damage. And so I don't mind being a little bit slower and killing shit if I'm not constantly dying and constantly having to repair my armor, because that's just a load of shit. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, gear. Okay. So I have a legendary and an epic, but obviously the only reason I still have this gear at 114 is because I was so well geared to be 110. So it carries you a long way when the X-Pack comes out. But a lot of times when you get up to like 114, 115, these greens are sometimes better than the purples. So even though there's like more green than red, I value haste a lot, and so I'm gonna get it. Actually, I'm not, because it doesn't have intellect, so I'm just gonna get this because it sells for the most, and then I'm gonna do complete quest. And everybody has a different way of doing it. But anyways, this is my playstyle and kind of like how I have it set up, and it's kind of chaotic, but I know where everything is and I like the way it is, so it's a lot of fun. So I highly encourage you to go out, pick it up, and play it. I've really enjoyed it for a many number of years. But yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to drink more water and keep playing. So, toodles!